Where we're going, we don't need roads. Example A. I'm going to drive over to Costco Chicken. I'm an idiot, I forgot to turn on the manual cutoff. It's breaking. It's making me really hungry. The Primal MT is thirsty, it's drinking. That's right, I'm wearing a white shirt because this is gonna be the white shirt, white collar, RC gentleman break-in of my Primal MT. Let's do it. What's up guys, welcome back. We all made it. I am going to be doing the first fire on my Primal MT. This is the most expensive truck I have ever had. So yes, I have taken my time to get to where I am right now. Where I am right now, as you can tell, is pretty much lining up all the wheels and I'm putting my vintage HPI E-Savage right on top for a little bit moral support. Why not, right? The manufacturer does recommend a short break-in period. As we'll see, it basically consists of a couple of heat cycles. Now, yes, many people say you don't need a break-in period for this, but hey, none of my fit scale RCs have ever broken or given me a problem when I did it. In a previous part, I already did my pre-start checks. The air filter is oiled, the servo endpoints and EPAs have been set. Make sure you do that. I have heard people burning out their front steering servos because the standard EPA is 100%. You don't need that much steering throw. I have mine set right now to 85%. It is very easy to adjust with this really nice digital FlySky remote they give you. This is the two-stroke oil I am using. I use it in almost every single RC. It is 100% racing castor oil. Very cheap, also much cheaper than the regular Maxima 927 that people like to use. This is just as good. I like the color that it has. It is a red tint. If you stack up the wheels of the Primal MT one on top of another, and of course you gotta have an old school twin vertical plate HPI E-Savage, right? The granddaddy of the twin vertical plate design. Although it may not be a nitro, but it is still a cool RC and a collectible in my opinion. But check this out, the wheels are bigger than a 26-inch Trek mountain bike. I'm going to be using the wheels as my break-in stand. This thing is just too big for any typical break-in stand, so let's see how this actually works and this is a good idea or not. Hup. Oh yeah, oh yeah, here we go. Hup. Ah. So the wheels seem to do a really good job supporting it. None of the actual wheel hubs are touching in case this thing has throttle applied to it, or if I gotta give it a couple blips, this should be good to go. I'm not gonna damage anything, and this is very safe and convenient to use when you're at the field. The weight of the truck seems to be really well supported. I don't notice any kind of issues with the way I have it positioned right now. This should be pretty good for the break-in. Then we're gonna put the wheels on and give it a couple small throttle blips. Let's put on our radio system. We're gonna check the kill switch. We're gonna test some of the electronics that's recommended by the manufacturer. Here we go, we got power. This is the switch for the RC itself. Let's power it on. Here we go. As soon as you power it on, your kill switch is blinking red. That is because the kill switch is currently activated. We have to press a third channel remote kill switch button right here. I'm gonna press it, watch what happens. The LED turned green, that means right now the engine should start. As soon as we put fuel in here, prime it, it should be good to go. If I press it again, you see that it begins to blink. This is the way that we shut our engine off, unlike every other RC where there's an actual kill button on the motor. Here, the body, as you could tell, covers almost all of it. The manual cutoff switch located on the outside of the aluminum chassis is in the on position. This should never really be touched unless there's some kind of situation going on. Normally, to shut the truck off, you would just activate your third channel remote cutoff, and that will cut spark to your motor and the truck will die. Here's the big moment, filling this enormous gas tank. The first time it's gonna see any fuel. Let's pour it in there. Oh, we got some spillage. Spillage, guys. The Primal MT is thirsty, it's drinking. Okay, that should be enough. I don't have it filled all the way. It is about halfway. That's normal. Just want to see if there's any kind of vacuum issues later on. If it dies, you know. Let's prime the engine, see how it starts. I'm giving you a bird's eye view of the primer bulb. It is literally right by the drive shaft on the bottom here. Let's see how many primes it's gonna take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, at about 7, I saw fuel enter this yellow line. I'm gonna give it a couple more since it's the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I could feel the primer bulb is now pretty much full of pressure. This is what you want. On the first time, you know, since I'm not using the choke, I like to give it a couple more. That should be good. The fuel lines on top are completely full of fuel. We have enough fuel pressure. Now I'm going to attempt to start it. Here we go. I'm going to give it a couple small pulls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feels a little tighter now. I think it's ready for its fire. Here we go. Right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start it back up. I'm going to connect the RPM gauge to it. We're going to see what temperature it is. It's possible that because I had the wheels off, yes, it was spinning. I don't know why. So I'm going to put the wheels back on. We're going to see if that makes a difference. Hopefully it just stays in place. Okay, you guys saw that. It ran pretty good. I finally figured out the idle adjustment. You just have to turn it out a whole turn. I'm gonna start it up again. You saw that a kill switch literally went to red when I went like this. You see that? I'm doing it again with the engine off, and it cut off the spark. Now, it goes back to green when it seems like there's enough voltage in the system. So it looks like literally the last maybe 20, maybe 15% of the range is just too much. This brake servo here on top, you could tell it's moving a good amount here, but at the end of the range, there's almost no movement. It literally is just sucking way too many volts from the battery. When I apply the brakes, it seems like the last 20% of the range on the brakes pretty much makes this thing shut down the engine. So I saw it literally go from green to red. I think what's going on, and it does say this in the manual, so Primal RC seems to be aware of it, are the servos, or maybe it's the battery. So this is a basic battery. If you put in a LiPo, you will have more voltage in the system. All your large scale servos on this truck are high voltage servos. You see right here it says HV. Your throttle servo here on the inside is not a high voltage servo. It is highly possible that these high voltage servos are pulling just way too many amps, too much power, too many volts, and the kill switch is probably cutting it off. When I apply throttle, watch what happens. You see the carburetor is opening, and also the brake servo is moving to the right and not engaging brake. If I move the servo arm right here a little bit to the right by removing it, I am hoping that I'm not gonna have full throw on the servo and the throttle will not be cut off. And here we go. I have everything unscrewed. I just gotta move this a little bit to the right. I moved the servo arm all the way to the right. It's just funny looking. The brakes do not even engage at this point. And guys, check out what happens. When I apply full brakes again, the cutoff switch is still active. So once again, it's just probably drawing too much power. At this point, I'm just gonna put this back, call it what it is, finish the braking process. I figured it out, guys. Congratulate me. It turns out if you go to EPA settings, go to your throttle, go to the right, and then set it at about 87%. Watch what happens when I apply the brake all the way. That's right, the kill switch is fine. It is still green. The carb is still opening up all the way. The only thing I've done is limit the servo throw of the brakes themselves. So this is perfect. I figured it out, guys. EPA, throttle, right, set it to about 87. Watch this. There it goes. You saw that it works. In case anything happens to your remote, you always have a backup manual engine cutoff right here. But normally Primal intends for you to use this, because when you put this on, yeah, your LED starts to flash red and the system will not start no matter what. Where we're going, we don't need roads. We just need a breakfast bowl, some RCs to crush right over here. My least favorite WPL B1, which I already crushed with my Rover and Baja. Just in case you were wondering, yes, Back to the Future is my favorite movie. This goes out to you, Eric. Oh man, it's breaking. Making me really hungry. I'm an idiot. I forgot to turn on the manual cutoff. Reverse works. Yeah, got some nice crushing action. Back to the Future. Look at that destruction. Holy moly. You guys want to donate your RCs for me to crush? I'll do it. I'm going to drive over to Costco Chicken. The Costco Chicken survived the crush from the Primal. Now time to eat it. Primal MT annihilated the chicken. I got a bunch of roadkill. You gotta eat what you kill. Oh yeah, Costco Chicken, guys. Primal MT cooked it right here for me. Alright guys, you saw that. It started, it ran, it engaged the reverse, everything worked. The remote cutoff switch was really good and functional. I used it many times, obviously. Of course, I also forgot to engage the manual cutoff switch here one time, but that's my mistake. In the future, I'll do a better job. Is this thing good for destructing your WPLs? Well, what do you think? Look at that. It's in more pieces than it started with. And I think it only took 2 or 3 runs, one of which was in reverse. I like that. Whenever you have a truck and you run stuff over in reverse, I think you are a successful RC hobbyist. I only ran into one issue during this whole break-in period, was the car was cutting out and I was applying too many brakes. I at first thought it was some kind of malfunction with the kill switch, but the kill switch did its job. It cut the engine when there was too much drain on the system. Maybe if it was going into like some kind of voltage overload or underload, the thing did do its job and it cut power to the plug. The only thing I had to do was adjust some of the servo settings to lower the EPA to 87%, and now the system is fully functional. The brakes are still phenomenal. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I know it's taken me a couple videos to get to this point, the first start, but guess what? We're gonna do a good job, as good as it could probably get. This is one of those epic, rare RCs that only comes out once, I think, in a lifetime for me, as a matter of fact. And we did do it justice through my video series. If you want to learn about it, make sure you watch that. But till then, please comment, like, and subscribe. Till next time.